regular basis, at least on a monthly basis. So I thank you for all your understanding. Well, I think I'm going to start off by some words of housekeeping announcement, if I may. On September 23rd, our wonderful land of promise, Akwa Ibom, said it's going to turn 37 years old. Since our revered military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, created this wonderful land of promise on September 23rd, 1987. So it's been a wonderful journey, and without re-emphasizing what I said when I was a guest at the last NUJ Congress, but let me mention a few of those elements that I put forward on that day, that we are indeed a blessed state. If you look at where we were 37 years ago and where we are today, you would have every reason to be exceedingly proud to be from this wonderful land of promise. So it behoves on all of us to celebrate the ascendancy, celebrate the trajectory of growth and development, celebrate the wonderful leaders that God has blessed us with, and therefore begin to celebrate what I may call the Akwa Ibom exceptionalism. And what is the meaning of all of that? Akwa Ibom exceptionalism, you can liken it to what is referred to in the United States as the American exceptionalism. American exceptionalism posits that God Almighty created the United States as a unique place for the empowerment of the humankind. And if you look at the inscription on the Statue of Liberty, it's still clear. They said, give me your huddle souls, and we will give them a sense of pride, a sense of hope, and a reawakening of spirit. If you look at what America has been from 1776 till today, it's an exceptional place, bound on the west coast by Atlantic Ocean, by Pacific Ocean, bound on the east coast by the Atlantic Ocean. People inside by those who have accepted the fact that they are severely exceptional. And because they've accepted the fact that the United States is an exceptional country, they go all out to over-sanitize their reportage, especially the media community. If you look at all what is going on in the United States, it doesn't mean that they don't have crises or they don't have issues, they don't have pockets of, there's poverty everywhere. I mean, but what they show to you are the severely over-sanitized area. And so we juxtapose that to, please let the senior special assistant to. What I'm saying in essence, my brothers, is that given where we were 37 years ago and where we are today, we should consider ourselves as an exceptional state. Look at the caliber of leaders we've got. They came here each with a set of, purpose, a set of objectives, a set of governance blueprints, and each came, did what they had to do, and left incredible footprints in the sand of time. From the architect Victor Otta, who is generally called the father of the modern Akwa Ibom, said to the Senate President Gospel Okpabio, who said he came with an anger to develop the infrastructural amenities in the state, to the immediate past governor, His Excellency Mr. Domimano, who came in and applied a corporate mindset to jumpstart and take the state to another level of infrastructural development, looking at some critical areas that would leave lasting impression. Today, every Akwa Ibom man should be happy for what God has blessed us with. Ibom A is a roaring success, and it took a creative mind to put that together. And now we have His Excellency Pastor Moeno, who came in and said, wow, what a wonderful state we've been blessed with. We've gotten such robust infrastructure, we've gotten wonderful things going on in our state. It's now time to grow the people, go into the rural areas, and engender a new set of, touch the lives of those whom fate may have dealt a wrong card. And he's doing all of that whilst also expanding and maintaining the infrastructure that they made. I mean, across sectors of as the elements that are embedded in the RISE agenda, in 1 year plus, His Excellency Pastor Umano has turned himself into a Nigerian political rock star. He has achieved incredible. Sometimes when I talk with him, I'll ask him, Your Excellency, if you've done all of this in a mere one year and some months, how is it going to be when you are done with the first term and then you move on to the second term, which I believe the people of Akwa Ibom will reward him for because of what he has achieved so far. So we are an exceptional state, and we should celebrate our exceptionalism. And that has always been my, of late, that has been my message, my charge to my colleagues in the media. Let us celebrate all that is wonderful, and we're not saying that you should, if there are some elements that you think we can do better, if there are some areas that you think we can do, well, of course. His Excellency has always said, look, is interested in robust engagement. Criticize us, but in an attempt to criticize us, please don't do it based on animosity. You're carrying a political water for certain proxy wars, media proxy wars. You're carrying proxy media war for certain individuals that have elected to hide behind you are glittering professional credentials for you to fight the system. That is wrong. If there are things that you've seen that are decidedly wrong or can be improved upon, please constructively criticize us. But don't hide behind some proxy, don't carry political waters for some people and then demarcate your state and deconstruct all the wonderful things that we're doing. So part of house cleaning issues, please let us begin to have a little bit of Pan-Akwa Ibom reportage in our engagement. And that brings me to a very important point. And it pains my heart to say this. And it really pains my heart to say this. And what I'm saying reflects the thought of our boss. In the last couple of weeks, there has been spate of unsanitized, severely unsanitized, blackmail-laden articles that have been caused to be published by an amorphous, faceless group that shamelessly decided to hide behind a non-existent amorphous group called the APC, whatever. And in the articles that they caused to be published and pushed on some platforms of the social media, Even world. This phone that we're handling can reveal anything you think you are doing behind the cloak of secrecy. think again. So I'm using this opportunity to tell those who manufactured those stories and caused them to be published, and they know that those stories are false, and more false, should from today desist from such approach. If you don't want to work for His Excellency, turn in your letter of resignation. But if you think that you're going to sit in whatever media organization or media layers of the state and cause people from those who think you manufacture things and you take them to other people so they can check the system, so you come back and claim to be doing things to report. A lot across all the layers of the Arise agenda. My brother, that I've known for almost 34 years, Honorable Nyekonomana, former Honorable Commissioner for Information in the state, former immediate past House member, House of Representative member for Barret Mekbo Federal Constituency. He led the charge this morning for the distribution of the palliative, direct distribution of food as enunciated in the bulk purchase. So I'm going to turn over the microphone for him to fill us in on what has been going on there since. Today was a flag off of that particular phase of direct distribution of food items to our people. So my honorable, please, the microphone.
Thank you very much, Chief Press Secretary to the Governor and Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on media and other media aides and journalists in the House. I'd like to first apologize for coming late. I was actually, like he said, we've been in Ibesibo all day. Some of you were there, saw some of you there. So the program and process has gone on very smoothly until the people felt no item should be taken out, even without having vouchers. We told them no, you will use vouchers to collect the food, because the food must be recorded. It's counted and must be recorded and must get to beneficiaries. But all said and done, all is going well there. I want to thank His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Mo Eno, for the privilege of being amongst you today in this place, and also thank the Chief Press Secretary and other senior media advisors and aides of the Governor for being here today for this ritual. And I think this ritual is very important so that we'll have an opportunity to ventilate thoughts and ideas and share some understandings on how to do things well, and also provide or shed more light on things that people may not understand in full. I walked into a later part of the discussion, which is some of the things that we're seeing, that if we also know that we know enough to know what is a spin work. We know enough to know. We know enough to also apply language tracers to understand where things come from and how they happen. So I think it's important we take note of this so that we can stay of our profession. But coming back to some of the things that well, you already know. Point of knowledge, and I have worked closely with several governors from 1999 in this state and beyond, and I can tell you about all up to the moment, right from the time of His Excellency Obamata, with him seated here. We have worked closely to all the governors up to His Excellency Pastor Moino, and every administration comes with its own focus and style. And His Excellency Pastor Moino has come with his Arise agenda, which is a very methodical and very detailed and well-intentioned blueprint of development. And the question we should be asking, is he doing well as far as the Arise agenda is concerned? I'm sure your guess is as good as mine. Because if we have to isolate or dissect the letter A, which is agriculture, is he doing well in agriculture? I would like us to answer, is he doing well in agriculture? Are there things you think he should be doing in agriculture that he's not doing? Is he providing the necessary input to farmers? Is he supporting farmers? The answer is yes. Is he providing food for the people? The answer is yes. Is he encouraging farming? The answer is yes. Is he engaging in ensuring that people have farming implements, machinery, equipment, and pursuing known agricultural methodologies to help agriculture in the state? The answer is yes. Is he encouraging workers and farmers and people to grow food? The answer is yes. You go to rural development, as far as I am concerned, and I'm sure you know, we have been around here. This is the most detailed rural development program any government has undertaken in this state. And this is true. You go to every ward, you start from human development. You find appointees in every ward. This is the first time in this state. And I guess it's something we should celebrate. You go to projects, you are now beginning to see projects in every local government, and it's beginning to dovetail to wards. For me, the rural development approach that he's using is something unprecedented, and it's also measured and gauged in a manner that you can see, and then you can also measure and see where he is going. When he finishes one, he goes to two. He went into the Arise Compassionate Home in the rural areas, and so on. He did all local government in the first instance, went to the next phase that takes it to 200, and he's still adding, and he's going around the wards. And he said the intention is that every ward will be covered. Every ward will be covered. We have 369, and he's targeting 400, which means there's even a bonus over the 369. So for me, if you look at those things, infrastructural development and expansion, as he has in that Arise agenda, is that happening? I'm sure your guess is as good as mine. Because if a government came in 15 months and is sitting on over 650 kilometers of roads from what he inherited from the previous the immediate past administration to the new ones he's added, and is pursuing them and ensuring that they are done. And today, out of the 31 local government areas, I think the only one that was remaining, which the Minister of Works was still working on, is Bono. I'm sure their award should be out if they have not already done it, which means all 31 local government areas have new road projects. Some have 2, some 3, some 1, and more. So I hope we are following these things. So if you get the details from the Minister of Works, you'll see that every local government is touched, meaning it is leaving the Arise agenda. Infrastructure, the security management, you also know. Now this is the first time we have an internal security ministry in this state. It is the first time. And it's structured in a manner that allows things to work. So it's not like everything you have to run to the governor or run to commissioner of police. There is a department that you can go to solve security problems in a structured manner. And we are seeing the results. It's working. Because, I mean, not too long, few minutes ago before I walked in here, I just called the Commissioner for Internal Security, General Kokosin, to just draw his attention to some issues and so on. As I said, he was calling back. Days before now, maybe would have been looking for the Commissioner of Police, or maybe looking for how to reach the governor. So that bridge is helping get things done. Education. I'm just taking you through the letters ARISE. It's also done a great job. It's done a yeoman's job in the educational sector. First, just around here, when you walk into that school, it makes you feel good. Anybody want to put his child is ward in any school that looks like that, because this has been replicated everywhere. It's going on. All 31 local government areas, health, model primary school, model health center, except those who are not ready with their locations. And he's doing that. He's moved from one project per local government to 2 to 3, and some what we even call one project per local government. So local government are up to 7. We have to be frank. Where you have up to 3 roads, you have a school, you have a health center, you have rice compassionate homes, and so in some local governments 10. And it's going on. These things are going on. So something we should really be celebrating. And look at how what he's doing with the students, the bursary regime that he announced a few days ago at the stadium, the increase in the bursary regime, which is actually youth targeted. It's targeted at youths. Who are the students? These are our youths. Increasing budgets for them, bursary rather, for them, for those from 10,000 to 20,000, and then 10,000 to 30,000 for professional, those in law, medicine, engineering, and so on and so forth. And what he's doing for the ones living with disabilities, including the ones that in the UK right now, still going through the exchange program. So for me, I think a lot has been happening in the state, that the governor has given everyone seated in this room enough bragging rights, enough to talk about. He's made this job so easy that there's so much to talk about. If we were to get up in this room now and say that we need 50 articles, you can't finish it, because we have enough to talk about. Even if you have to sectorize them, we can't finish writing, because there's so much to write and talk about. So I just thought we look at some of those things. Those are things we should be focusing on, getting out what is the best. If you also have constructive advice and criticism, yes, we've read some people write some things very constructively. They've also been able to advance thoughts. And if you know the governor very well, he's a man who listens to good ideas and thoughts. He's a man who loves to hear that other idea that could help what he's doing. And if we flow in that direction, I think it will help us. I just needed to add those few words and let you know that the food distribution is on. Tomorrow we are in Etimekpo, so don't miss it. Come to Etimekpo tomorrow if you did not make Ibesikpo today. And I guess you've seen the timetable. Go through it. Let's go everywhere. Let's push the narrative. Let's ensure the people, our vulnerable members of the society have access to at least this palliative that His Excellency is providing. Thank you for listening, and God bless us.
Thank you, the media consultant to His Excellency the Governor, my brother, Honorable Nekan Umana. Again, let me also correct one very wrong impression that was created in the article that was pushed out over the weekend or the last couple of days. Somebody had mischievously stated, or those who sponsored the article had said the Danjuma program was stopped. Well, that's not true, but I'll leave it alone. All what we are supposed to do to deepen our relationship with the media community, we've done the best we can to engender and deepen those elements. Let me also mention something very important that I would like us to take away. I'm sure during the appreciation rally that the governor had to celebrate the Akwa Ibom youths for not participating in the last protest, he had mentioned the creation of Akwa Ibom employment portal, and that portal is going to come on stream pretty shortly. And I would like us to please let the world, let our people know that going forward, all employment opportunities would be drawn from that portal, and the government would also try to get all those that are doing business in our state to go into that portal and draw from the pool of very highly skilled Akwa Ibomites, even those that are artisans. So that is a very important, and the essence is to ensure that we continue to draw down the unemployment, if I may use the word, because I mean these things are all over the world. But at least we're going to tamp down the number of those that have not found gainful employment. You are also aware of all the wonderful palliatives or schemes, support schemes that the governor had mentioned during that same rally. I mean, these are some of the things that we should be talking about. And is humanitarian strides. I mean, if you look at what is done, which my honorable brother and the media consultant had alluded to, the compassionate homes, the gratuities and other emoluments to civil servants. He said yesterday in church that in the next couple of weeks, he would again release more funds that would draw down the backlog of gratuities. So, all things considered, without me going back to regurgitate what the media consultant has said, on all the letters of the Arise agenda, His Excellency has done so very well. I think we should celebrate him for all that. And I usually don't like to be the only person that speaks. The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Media and Publicity, my wonderful brother Nietu Sen, is there. I'm going to yield the microphone for him to speak about, especially the man, Pastor Moino, his humanitarian strides, his governance style, and all of that. And then I would like to also, I'd like to also welcome the very brand new Publicity Secretary, Tia Roba, Publicity Secretary of the ruling party in the state, the one that we call MC Governor, welcome. Okay, so at this point, let me yield the microphone to my brother, Anetu Hussein himself.
Well, Chief Press Secretary, sir, and the media consultant to the governor, all other aides of the governor on media, I am happy to see all of us here, putting our heads together for the betterment of our state, essentially. Not just for the betterment and the good image of this administration. It is sometimes very easy to say that our work would speak for ourselves. Our work is actually speaking for us very well, but we will also speak because that's our mandate to talk about this government and the good work that this government is doing. To ask me to talk about the good works of Governor Eno to you is like preaching to the choir, true or false. It is true. So I will not bother myself about that. We know one or two things that we need to do up here, you know, on the high table side, and we will do it, and you will do well. So thank you very much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is supposed to be interactive, and we've laid the predicates of engagement. We've laid the predicates of engagement on all the four. We'll to open the floor for questions on any matter, any issue of concern from both those that we invited to be on this side or represent the those that we are not preaching to, because like my brother Nietu said, we are preaching to the choir, but to those whom we need to persuade and even though so exactly. So by the way, let me also welcome the Press Secretary to Her Excellency, my wonderful sister, Mrs. Udak Ekong. Welcome, PS. So the microphone is open, and we'll be willing and happy to entertain questions, and then we'll take it from there. like I said, it's not going to be a very lengthy engagement. His Excellency has made our job so pretty easy. I mean, this is a fact, and it's incontrovertible fact. He's done exceedingly well all across the nation, even in the diaspora. People marvel at his energy and his creative application of ideas and thought. And he always tells us that he's a man that thinks outside of the box of conventional wisdom. And those things are reflected in what he has been able to achieve in the last 1 year and some months. So the floor is open, and we are open to the interaction. Thank you so very much. I think Dr. Sendozo, the Senior Special Assistant on Research and Documentation, is going to handle that bit. Dr. Sen, please.
Thank you very much, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor of Akwa Ibom State. This round of applause I'm going to solicit from you is not necessarily for the CPS, the media consultant, or the SSA media. It is for the man who has given them so much to talk about. So let's put our hands together for His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Omo. At this point, I'm going to recognize those who have any question they would like to ask. It's very rare to have this level, this caliber of media czars from the pocket of the Governor of Akwa Ibom State right in front of us. So if you have a question, you raise up your hands. In the last couple of days, like you've heard, quite a number of policies have been taken, have been decided by the governor. It has been the decision by the governor to convert the loan, the 2 billion naira loan for traders to grants. You're going to ask them, and they will also explain more on that. The governor has also announced that he's going to have executive advisors for project delivery. You also ask them, they're going to explain further. The essence is that most of us here, work in the government house. So when we go out, we're also going to use our own mechanism to ensure that everyone in Akwa Ibom State is aware or well enlightened on the policies of the governor of Akwa Ibom State. So if you have a question, you raise your hands. We recognize all of you that will ask questions, and then you take turns to ask your questions. And don't forget that you can also ask questions bordering on the PDP, the local government elections, because you have the mouthpiece, the image maker of the PDP in our midst. Let me properly introduce the police secretary of the party, T-Robber, for that matter, Akpan Maudon, but no longer going to be the nomenclature for him. Not even the MC governor will be applicable now. We are going to welcome Comrade Edwin Ebiese. Please, let's put our hands together for him. It's the first press briefing he's going to have to attend as the police secretary of the party. So if you have questions bordering on the party, you can direct it to him. You have the press secretary to the deputy governor right here. You have the press secretary to the governor's wife also here. And let me also welcome Dickiness Udwak Ekong, formerly here. Thank you very much. So let's recognize all those who will have questions to ask. You raise your hands, I'll recognize all of you in one swoop, and then give you numbers. You will now take your questions. How many people have questions to ask? Okay, it's like everyone already knows more than we do. Okay, I recognize Richard Okun. Who else? Okay, Ima Dem. Number 2. Okay, Kechuku, yes. All right. I think that's 3. All right, please, you just get the microphone to the gentleman on the far right, Ima Dem, to start the question.
A very warm evening, everyone, the CPS and those on the high table, and the journalists as well in the house. My name is Ima Dem. I work with Inspiration 105.9 FM. So my question would be on the loan for traders that has been converted to grants. I'd like to hear more about the modalities for the monitoring and evaluation of this particular grant to the traders, how the government intends to ensure that the money is used judiciously by this set of persons. Even as a journalist, sometimes when we have to work for organizations doing certain report schemes. We get grants for that, and I can tell you that even the money, when it enters your hand or before you get it, you have to work for it. So how is the government going to monitor and evaluate the use of this money by the traders for this purpose? The modalities in place for that. That's my question.
Thank you very much. The next person, the gentleman on your left, right behind you there.
Good afternoon. All. I am Kelvin Samuel, and I write for the Nigerian Television Authority. My question is, before the approval of the new minimum wage, His Excellency was always telling us that the moment it's approved, that he's going to take it off from there. But since after the approval, we've not heard anything directly from His Excellency. We would like to know the part, or maybe something is going on the ground that we are not aware of, because we get to meet people who want to know the stand of the Akwa Ibom State government on this perspective. Also, there is an ongoing project, Tabernacle Road, that cut across Calabar to Highway. That road has been, blocked for a very long time. We were hoping that by now the job would have gone far, but it seems static. I don't know what could be the problem. And the other roads that are adjoining streets that are supposed to be used are really in bad state. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we had another gentleman on this part of the flank. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. With due respect to the CPS, members of the head table, my dear colleagues, mine is just for clarity. Yesterday, while at the interactive session at Akwa Ibom, His Excellency made comments about new sets of projects that should be coming up, or that he is intending to inaugurate, about 25 of them. But I didn't quite get the time frame, because he mentioned, either it said before the, I don't know if it was before the anniversary celebration or before the second year. And so I wanted clarity on that, so we know the right message to put out there. Then the second one is the issue of food distribution that is ongoing, that has just started today. The Honorable Consultant to the Governor mentioned the issue or the hiccup that happened to the Adibesikwa Sultan. So I was of the opinion, should we still continue with this same modality, being that you're bringing too many people to one location to try to get food stuff, and you don't think that can happen as a result of that? Should we not look at other strategies, or maybe revert back to the former strategy that was used in different wards and locations? Thank you.
So did the former strategy work in your own local government area?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. But I think the questions have been asked and the responses will now come. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the wonderful questions you've posed. I think Richard mentioned Richard Okon mentioned some, well, observed, in quote, hiccup, and there is no better person to answer that or strengthen that, give more vent to, or positive vent to that than the man that is absolutely at the center of the media campaign in that regard. My wonderful brother, the media consultant to the governor, Honorable Economana.
Yeah, thank you very much, CPS. Richard Okon, I'm not aware. I don't understand when you say hiccup. The food distribution program, the phase 2 that started today, is very similar. So many people in this room were there. People queued up. Just that, so many people wanted to collect without their voucher being verified, because the vouchers must pass through the system to be sure that it's an authentic voucher. So some people feel that they should just take the voucher, go and pick the food. They said to them, no, hold on, you must come word by word. Like for instance, what they did was, if Ibesikbo 1 on 1, Asutan word 1. So when you finish 1, you go to Ibesikbo 2, Asutan 2. In that manner. But so many people, you know the human tendency. A lot of people felt, oh, they should just shunt. So when they shunt, they tell them, hold on, go back. We must verify. If your voucher did not pass through the system, and we are certain that this is the authentic voucher that was issued by government, that's the only thing that makes you have access to the food. So that's the only thing that looks like some delays, because you must go through the system. A lot of people felt you should just, oh, they brought the food, hand it to them, let them go. No. The food must be accounted for. The vouchers must be accounted for. They are numbered. That voucher they're holding there is money. And it's in exchange for food. It's almost like going with a naira, with maybe X amount of naira to go and pay for food and take. So that voucher replaces the money. So that's what it is. The former system you talked about was a system that was experimented. Yes, it did what it could do at the time. Up to 324,000 families and households and people benefited from phase 1 of the distribution. The phase 2 started today. If you were at Ibesikbo at the primary school to see the enthusiasm, the excitement on the faces of the people, see the old people and some of the villagers who came out, the way they grabbed and handled their food stuff, you'll see that they were really expectant of it. Those who were trying to do those things were not actually those who needed their food, and we're watching them very closely. The youth of the community are also very helpful. They kept coming around to say, no, don't come here. Go out. You're not part of this. Go to your ward PA. Confirm your voucher and then get on the queue. So that's what happened. There's no hiccup. Thank you.
Thank you, the media consultant. Okay, on the question of the loans, like my colleague Esendweso had initially mentioned, His Excellency yesterday at the church service announced that the loans are not going to be loans as per the word loan. It's now going to be given as grants. And that is His Excellency in his deep sense of magnanimity, understanding the times we live in, that it's better to convert or change the 2 billion from being a loan given to market to traders to grant. Shortly before we came here for this press briefing, the Senior Special Assistant to the Governor of Market had a very robust engagement with the market people, and I want to believe that in the course of that meeting they had agreed on a certain set of modalities which I believe would be announced pretty soon as to how that grant will be disbursed. So in the fullness of time, you're going to be availed the details. Someone also, I believe the NTA correspondent had mentioned about what's the status on the minimum wage. Well, if you guys would recall, once the Labour and federal government had agreed on, settled for 70,000 minimum wage, the governor had I think it happened on the day that we had the usual, I believe the beginning of the month covenant service. The governor said it loud and clear that once the modalities have been worked out by the federal government and the organized labor, that he will abide by that decision. So I would ask you to give us some time to walk through the modalities, and once that is said, because the federal government has not even started paying yet, so we can't be more Catholic than the Pope. So we have to wait until all that is sorted out. And somebody mentioned the Tamanaku Road project. Well, I'd like to tell you that that road project is ongoing, but you also have to understand that we are in a season of a rainy season, and the pace of work that will normally attend certain road projects would, by force of nature, be slowed down. Not that, and I've been around a number of times when the governor will tell contractors, I mean, if any time we are blessed with clement weather, please go to site, and they've been mobilized to go back to sites, and so as the rainy season subsides and the summer comes in, or the other weather comes in, of course you're going to see activities bounce back up as far as the road constructions are concerned. So, yes, I think that the other question was a new set of projects. Well, we are in the next few days, as in the lead up to the 37th anniversary of the creation of the state. Of course, more definite pronouncements are going to be made. For the governor to have said so, you should know that he has practically looked at all the details, cross the T's and dot the I's, and all elements associated with the proper execution looked into and approved. So as the projects are unveiled, the details will be given to you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. From what he has given as summary to your questions are very clear. On the issue of the traders, the governor has directed that it should now be a grant. And for those of us who were in the church yesterday, we heard him very clear. He said he's working directly with the presidents of the respective markets, that the market presidents will come with nominees from their respective markets across the state. And then the governor's team, and he did say that he's going to, of course, have the project delivery team, and they will also go around to verify the market store of those traders in the markets they are said to belong to. So they won't go there announcing that they are here. They'll just go there continuously and verify that those people whose names are sent are actually traders. So there's no question of saying that the funds will be misappropriated, because those are public funds, and the governor said that he owes God and, of course, the people responsibility to be accountable for every penny he spent. And then the CPS has also said that the Tabernacle Road project is ongoing. You know, that project is a two-way project, both a drainage flood control project and a road project. The drainage project is a project that you may not really see with your physical eyes immediately, because it has to do with people going under the ground, trying to ensure that there's a linkage between the road and the estuaries where the water could be discharged. The discharge point is very important in the road project, and so that is what is actually taking place. Now, once that is done, the road is a very short span of road, and it won't take much time to get it completed. So please, let's really put our hands together for the CPS of the governor for getting this forum in place. On that note, I will invite the #1 journalist in Akwa Ibom State, the chairman of NUJ, for his vote of thanks.
Praise the Lord. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, my in-law and brother, Comrade Ekeretu Udo, the media consultants to the Governor, Honorable Nekamodo Mana, SSA to the Governor on Research and Documentation, Dr. Sendueso, Press Secretary to the Deputy Governor, my brother Omen Basi, Press Secretary to the wife of the Governor, my own sister, Comrade Udwage Deaconess, heads of stations here present, Comforts and Inspiration, Chairman Federated Chapel, Chairman Cooper, and the Tia Robert Public Secretary of the PDP, who is here to visit UG, and very distinguished colleagues. Well, he will need to do the needful very soon, but we wish him the very best. My leader, before I give a vote of thanks, respectfully, I'd like us to rise for a minute of silence for one of us who was a member of the press corps here, Comrade Patience John, whom we lost. May the soul of our departed colleague, Patience John, continue to rest in peace. Please. Thank you. Let me, first of all, sincerely appreciate, let me start from a very solemn note. Let me sincerely appreciate His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Moino, for reaching out to the union in a very traumatic moment where we lost 4 members in less than 5 days. His compassion and his fatherly wise counsel to the CPS gave us strength in our weakness. So when you get to meet him, tell him that we sincerely appreciate him and we'll keep him posted on the itinerary of those funerals that we have. Let me also appreciate other information managers of the governor. The Commissioner for Information is not here. And other aides of the governor who reached out to us. But I want to say this, sir. I want to thank you for calling this meeting. And I want to say that if you recall, on the 28th of May, early this year, when we met with the governor, we had clearly told the governor that he's a governor of many firsts. And he's the very first governor in Nigeria that has 50 media aides, and still the only one. 54, and still the only one. And with this capacity and quality of media managers, then you have a union also backing the governor. There should be a stronger synergy. And I want to assure you that on the side of NUJ, we are always ready to have that partnership with your media aides. I also want to say that in the build-up to whatever we do, despite our objectivity in setting agenda for good governance, in 15 months, Pastor Moino is the very first governor in Akwa Ibom State that has enjoyed this media love, the love between the media and the government. It has been very seamless in the last 15 months. And I want to assure you that we will keep driving this relationship. We will keep driving this partnership. And we believe that the welfare of journalists in Akwa Ibom State will continue to be of priority attention, which I know you're also looking into, in building a stronger partnership. If there's one thing I'll keep saying, and that's the last thing I'll say, you have the support of the union. Tell the governor that the union backs him completely. Tell the governor that the union will continue to project the Arise agenda. And finally, let me say there's only one state. If we sit down here together as one, cooperating together as one family, we can only write to build Akwa Ibom State and not to destroy Akwa Ibom State. God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On that note, we've come to the end of this press briefing. Okay. Police Secretary of the party is very, very sound. Someone made a comment yesterday on his post. He said it's not just about cracking jokes on radio. You have to go, and somewhere you need to be angry. You must be angry. You must chant. You must raise your voice. You must be bullying and all of that. And I laughed when I saw that post. I said, yes, you're welcome to the baptism of fire. Let's actually hear the voice of Edwin Ebiese on this forum today, as we call it a rap. He will also go ahead with the closing prayers.
Thank you very much. Please permit me to rest on the protocol. I just wanted to make one request, and that will be for the NUJ to give me a date so that the office can probably visit the NUJ. And then to also add, please let me seize this opportunity to request that we also promote the People's Democratic Party and announce that from tomorrow we will announce the calendar for the local government campaign. We're hoping, just this morning we had a meeting with the local government chairmanship candidates from the 31 local government in Akwa Ibom State. And tomorrow we're meeting again by 12 noon by the end of tomorrow, we should be able to flag off the campaigns in all the local government in Akwa Ibom State. And let me also say here that I think our party, the People's Democratic Party, is the only party campaigning for these offices, so that in future, when other parties will come out to say, we petition, we don't agree, the NUJ and this friendly media should be able to also ask when they started campaigning. Thank you. God bless you. Bok ya iba ki du bono ibong akam. Isang itekevan kayong andekarayong yang isong na maya ngini ba minfan iba kayon song idem ikaru ya yusen abi mokom fin ido ken tumnam ngini do ken ngini sanga ya fon aba asen ngini dem meken song idem ido lama ke itoy ngin kidap aba mono lama mo ke song yo kana kenyin bedem mai dem meke adum fon fo imam fo kem yoro dem ite yo bong ituru bono ane yang fo ken yang Jesus Christ nyin we do maname di yang pomod we fin ke di wa song ado so ko nem fin sen di fon yen mi benga no kami yip ayen fo Jesus akar wa ko to cross ke Calvary ayet nyen ya isana ma yino ne kenen sangangwana yefo yen kini benga kentum fo na minon nyen e benga adi ke ngayen fo Jesus Christ imedimi mi ko wood i ko ntewo ado ya yon bo ke fo ya ke ne ke fang ken te ke kwa dayen nyen non nyino keme di wana nyonkan maswa e benga yen po bok adi ke ngayen fo Jesus Christ. Amen.